So let's face it, you do a lot of work with these hands. These hands are moving around all the time, pushing into things, grabbing things. Whatever it is, at the end of the day, your hands are sore. So I'm gonna show you 6 easy ways to take that soreness down. So listen up. And of course, one easy way to make your life easier is to subscribe to Riley Rehab, because every single week I'm coming up with new content, helping you become the expert of your own body. So with the hand, I'm referring to basically repetitive strains at a hand, not arthritis, not if you traumatize it, something like that. No big injuries, but you just do a lot of work with your hands. Maybe you're doing massages for a living, maybe you're typing, maybe you're doing a lot of handyman work. But either way, you're getting a ton of stiffness and a ton of tightness at the end of the day. The first easy trick you can do is really, really simple, but just take a bowl of warm water, fill it up, and dip your hand in there for 20 minutes. You can even do the same thing with both hands as well. And all you do is you just hold it there and let it sit. Heat is wonderful because it's going to help speed up healing in those areas and also calm down a lot of your pain. One additional detail I have to mention though, you should keep close by a pot of boiling water so that if it ever does start to lose the temperature, which usually in 10 minutes it does, what you can do is take a pot of boiling water and pour a little bit more in as it starts to lose its effect. Make sure it's not too hot and put your hand back in there. The second tip you can do is you can actually stretch out the hand by basically putting your fingers together and then trying to pull right here. And you should feel a stretch in all those finger muscles, all the tendons and everything along this area right here. You can put your hands side by side and then spread them out just like that. When you do this, make sure you hold it for 30 seconds and you should feel like it calms down at the end of that. Tip number 3 involves you holding onto your finger and basically pulling it in the direction right there. So basically all you're doing here is you're just grasping your finger with your other hand and you're pulling down this way. You're not going to pull so much that it feels like you're ripping it off, but it should be enough that you feel a nice gentle release there. The big idea with this is in your fingers you have a lot of compression from the joints going together, so these things get really compressed there. And by putting your hand here, you're loosening everything up, helping it calm down and helping it relax more. And tip number 4, and this is a little more on the aggressive side, you can even hold onto that finger and give it a little jiggle. So you keep your hand placed right here, hold onto the finger with this hand, and you basically pull it in this direction right there, and you just jiggle it. Almost as if like when you see those people swinging the ropes in CrossFit, you're basically doing this motion, but you're doing a little more subtle where you just do a little jiggle like that. I find this is a really good way just to release all the muscles, just calm everything down, and ultimately make your hand feel good again. You may get the odd little pop, don't worry if that happens. Keep in mind, if your hand is really sore, that's one you may want to steer clear of, but I've seen it work in many cases with people. Tip number 5 is you can actually massage in the muscles in between your knuckles. So if you imagine you have 4 knuckles right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, in between those, you have muscle in between each of them. It's kind of hard for me to show you exactly here, but if you look at all these, if you kind of put your fingers in between, you'll kind of feel like a meat between the ribs. And you can actually massage those here. And this actually often can calm down pain higher up in the fingers when you do this. Now I know one thing you're going to say is, well, why would I get my other finger to massage my hand? That's just going to hurt my finger more. And you're absolutely right. So that what I would recommend doing is taking the tip of your elbow, and once you find the spot, just massaging in that exact same area there. I'm going to show my fingers just so you can see, but you'd massage here, then go right over the bone in the next space, massage in that area, usually for about 1 minute at a time, and then you massage in that area, and it should feel like it calms everything down in the hand. Now tip number 6 is a special one, because this is if you tried all the other ones and they don't seem to work. Sometimes the best bet, if your hands are that sore, is to just immobilize them. And by that I mean you grab a piece of tape, and all you do is you're pretty much just sushi rolling your fingers. So if your finger's right here, you're just going to tape it right along the joint line. In this case, I am going right over top of the fingertip. So I'm basically doing a circle around this area right there and covering up the joint. And you just go as tight as you can handle without this area falling asleep or changing color. And it should look like that. I do this only on the joint at the very end, mainly because if you do it in this section right here, you really lose a lot of the ability to use the hands, and then you probably won't be able to work again, which is a huge problem. So I highly recommend doing it on this one. If you've tried all those other things, all those stretches, and you still can't calm it down, I will say from personal experience, this particular one was the one that helped solve my hand pain, which I had 2 weeks ago. So if you feel this gave you a helping hand, please give it a big thumbs up. Like and subscribe to Riley Rehab, and I will see you next time.